It's a bird. It's a plane. Oh my gosh, it's another sketchbook. Hello guys and welcome to another video. My name is Mallory if you are new here. Today, you guessed it, it is a sketchbook page. I have been really inspired to do watercolor recently. Here's the last watercolor painting that I did for my sketchbook, and I am ready to add more to this bad guy. I am almost finished this whole sketchbook. I think I have like 30 some pages left to do, so I'm really itching to get this thing complete because I have never completed a sketchbook in my life. So this will be a win for me. So the idea for this one is going to be just silhouettes of, well, I'm going to go with maybe household pets or something. So I did a dog at the top. This is going to be a cat. It kind of reminds me of a fox. I don't know, whatever. And then we've got a bird in the top here. After the bird, I'm going to draw a turtle. And then lastly, I will do it kind of looks like Pikachu, but it's going to be a bunny. So we're going to go with these guys for my characters. I am really bad at not looking at reference photos when I'm drawing some of these things. I really should have done that, but whatever. It's just a little fun activity and doing more about the silhouette portion for the watercolor. So I got my watercolors out here and I'm going to do the dog first. And this is where I'm just going to do the primary colors and see how they mix together. And it's just really about trying different techniques for watercolor since it's been a while since I've really done these things. And after the primaries, I decided to do the secondary colors. And I realized at this point that I do not have a nice purple with my watercolors. So I really tried to mix a nice one and it just turned out looking like this muddy brown. So was not thrilled about that. Needless to say, I went to Michael's and bought myself a nice purple. For the cat, I wanted to do a wet on wet technique. So you'll see me applying a layer down of pure water. Well, it's supposed to be pure, but it's full of paint. So it looks a little yellow, but I'm putting a wet layer down first. And now I'm just dabbing in some of the paints and letting it kind of spread the way that it would like to spread. This is the tough thing, and yet the beautiful thing about watercolor is that you are supposed to just leave it and let it do its thing. And sometimes that's really hard, especially when you are a perfectionist and want to do everything correct. So I really challenged myself to leave things and not do too much. So I'm really happy with the outcome. The one really tough thing about this, though, is the paper of the sketchbook. It isn't the best. So I'm working with what I have. It dries really fast. But unless you have a pool as well of water, then, it gets really, I don't know, it's just not the easiest to work with. So I'm giving myself a little bit of grace on that because of the paper quality. The whole point of a sketchbook is to practice and do different techniques that you want to try out. So that's exactly what I am thinking of this as. So I'm using straight up pigment when I'm doing this turtle. I did the cauliflower technique, which is where it kind of like bubbles like that. I didn't like it, so I will come back to it because I just did not like that. And here we go. This is where I make my Pikachu with the cheeks, and then I'm like, I can't do that. This is supposed to be expressionistic. Is that a word? Expressionist. Nope. Impressionist. There we go. But for this one, I wanted to add the pigment and then add more water in it, which is where you get that lighter effect in the middle. Here I am going back to the turtle, starting over, spreading all of that pigment out and just leaving it like that. I thought it looked a little bit better. And then last but not least, I am going to outline all of these in black for now because I want to change the whole background. And if you leave it a little bit wet, as you can see, the ink will spew into the image itself. And I thought that that was a really cool effect that I didn't necessarily know would happen. So I really had fun doing that because it was really cool to watch. So I outlined each of these just in a color so that I didn't get too much black paint inside the images. So that's kind of what I'm doing here, just to reference not to go too far and have somewhat of a border. And then, I'm just going to cover the whole back with a black background to make them pop a little bit more. And I'm really happy with that decision. I think it looks really cool. Okay, and here is the final result. As you can see, I added some more details of the stars in the metallic gold and silver and outlines. So yeah, I really enjoyed doing that. I think those added a little extra to it. So that was really fun. So next I'm going to be using some masking fluid, taping off my corners and edges with the washi tape, and I'm going to be doing just a fun little abstract design here. So I'm just putting random things wherever I feel I would like to do that. Waited for it to dry, well, as much as I'm willing to wait for it to dry. And I'm just gonna go in by doing some nice yellowy orange, kind of like a sunset. I would say that it's more of an abstract, but I kind of ended up making a slight landscape out of this. As you can see, the paper is really warping. Like I said, it's sketchbook paper. It's not the best for watercolor, but for practicing, it is great. And overall, the pigment turned out really nice. I really enjoyed doing this one. The colors, pretty proud of myself, because if I've said anything before in any of my other videos, if you've watched a few of them, you would know that I struggle with color theory. And so for this one, I have to say, pretty dang proud of myself. Although hilariously, I thought that this would extend this video to be a little bit longer because I didn't want it to be only like a 5-minute video. So I'm like, perfect, I'll add this one in there as well and it'll turn out a little longer. So woohoo, an 8-minute video. So here you go. Just a nice, quick, fun watercolor sketchbook practice. And here is the final result. I really liked it. It was a lot of fun to do and I hope you enjoyed it too. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!